going to talk about the awesome cars that we have here. So let me go ahead and flip around the camera so you don't have to see my face anymore. And we'll talk about what we got. So right here is the only 1971 Boss 302. It's a prototype, currently owned by Bob Perkins, and you can read the sign right there that talks all about it. So it's a Ford prototype, not approved for production, but Bob Perkins is the current owner. We'll talk about that awesome Cheetah right there in a moment. But here we have a dual engine Tornado. That's right, 1966 Olds Tornado with an engine in the front and an engine in the back. Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? So like I said, this Cheetah right here, one of 20-something, owned by Colin Comer, famous media personality. And then we have a beautiful 65 Shelby Cobra right here. But let's talk about this BMW 507 that was 3D printed. That's right, this is not an original 507, but it has a lot of NOS parts. The body was 3D printed. Isn't that crazy? It looks beautiful, gorgeous, from an actual 507, and that's how they were able to get it so quickly in detail. So this car right here, Fast Eddie Sharpman's Mercury Cougar, it started out as a 1969, came from the factory one of two. They made that period change on the car, which was raced by Don Nicholson. He swapped out his 429 for a single overhead cam 427. So over here we've got a whole bunch of Boss 302s, Boss 429, 1670, right? And over here, next to Fast Eddie's car, we've got 71 to 73 Boss 351s, which is pretty cool. There's a lot of those, but it's a good display. And then we've got a green 70 Cougar Eliminator up there. Behind this gentleman is the Boss Bronco prototype, Boss 351. I'll stop here so you can quickly look at the sign. Another car owned by Colin Comer, media personality and car appraiser. This is pretty cool, if you ask me. A nice, good-looking Boss 302 right here. And then we have the Exo Mod Challenger right there. It's a prototype. But what we've got here, really cool, is the Rapid Transit System Challenger. This is part of a couple of cars that Mopar made back in the early 70s. Other cars of the collection have been here over the years, but this one had been hidden for a long time. And so recently it came out of hiding, not as the as this little it was just tucked away in a barn or garage for over 50 years, but now it's out. Original paint, everything's original except for I think the wheels. Tires look original, but I think the wheels are new. So I've got a nice saline display right here. What's really cool is this S7. It's got this awesome feature. I'll show it to you here as you walk up. It has a Bluetooth windshield. You're saying, what the hell is a Bluetooth windshield? It's a joke. It doesn't have a windshield. I don't know what happened to it, but yeah, that's what's up. So some more cool saline cars from the day. So you can see the gentleman being interviewed right there, the owner of that saline. So over here, we've got a whole bunch of big body bikes, Wildcats, Rivieras, Regals, GS's, so on and so forth. This is a really cool collection, if you ask me. And over here, we've got some beautiful Mercuries. And then over here, Car Capsule, where Wayne Carini has been all weekend. The Boattail Riv. Such a gorgeous car. Gorgeous car. And then we get into the AMCs. AMXs, Javelins, Ramblers. Scrambler. There's a second Scrambler over in the Barn Fight in the Hidden Gem section. We won't get over there simply because you should come out and check out the show. It's through 5 o'clock today. right? Then we've got some awesome Pro stock. Got a couple of Vegas right here. We've got a G-Body, Monte Carlo, a Mustang, a Fairmont, right? So here we got some AMXs. Oh, and there's a Marlin right there. Yeah, when was the last time you saw a Marlin? Pretty cool, huh? And then down here, it's a whole bunch of Pontiacs straight in front of you. And over here we've got this really neat little 59 Imperial Speedster concept car. You may have seen it in some articles if you read a lot of automotive media. So this gentleman took a 1959 Imperial, he sectioned it, he channeled it, just turned it from a 4-seater into a 2-seater. I think the proportions were kind of interesting, personally. But yeah, that car's here. So we'll move over here. Right in front of you is a 67 Charger Hemi. On the other side, I'm sorry, this one right in front of you is a 383. This green one right here is a Hemi Charger, original. And this whole section right here is the evolution of the Dodge Charger. So we start here with the 66, 67, work our way all the way down there to the 74s and later. But this is the Ford Better Ideas, Ford and Mercury Better Ideas section. A lot of Montegos, Torinos, Cyclones, spoilers, Fairlanes, so on and so forth. So what we're going to see here is, this is a cool Cyclone GT, right? But we've got a 427 Fairlane GT right here. Look at that. Dual 4s, 427 cubic inches. This is a gorgeous car. See, 1 of 57 produced right here. Look at the options on this. Clearly, this car was ordered for racing. Then we got this 428 Montego right here, a rare car in and of itself. Not necessarily desirable because it's a Montego, but it is a 428. All right, then we got a 390 Cyclone GT. And then, oh, what's this? This is a Cobra. So a lot of people think this is a Torino. It is not. This was specifically called the Ford Cobra. And then we've got a Cyclone Spoiler 2 right here, and a Talladega. It's all pretty cool. But what we've got coming up here I think is really cool. So I mentioned Don Nicholson swapped out his Boss 429 for a 427 Camry. Well, here's what one looks like outside of an engine or bay. Look at that. Single overhead cam 427. I'm probably wrong on this, but I think these dynos somewhere at 600 horsepower at the crank. Oh, and over here, you can see right there, these two cars, those 43s. Yep, Richard Petty raced cars from back in the day. Then we keep on going. Right? See that? Cool Chargers over there with the pink, right? Here's a 428 Cobra Jet Cougar. Very nice. And then you got a Barris T-Buggy right here. So we're gonna move around so you can see some of the other pure stock muscle drag race cars. But what I really want to get to right here is, yes, that's right, this Ford GT. As you can see, they're filming, so I can't really get in there. But way down there, we've got, you can see the new GT right there. And that, even though it's got a Cobra body, is actually on a GT chassis. And then, see if I can point out, right there is a development mule, one of the 9 original development mules. So maybe we'll just go around the backside. How about that? So we'll look at these 442s and Cutlasses. They're pretty neat. Oh, well, you can see here what makes this one special. W31 all aluminum 350. Okay, that's what I love about this show. Every single car here has a story, whether it be a personal story or a factory story, right? Every time, every year. This wonderful 2000 SVT Cobra. Yep, it's pretty nice. In the SEMO Classic Mustang booth. Yep, that's pretty cool. Alright, now we've made it to the other side. Very nice Dart Sport right here. And a Plymouth Roadrunner. Gateway Bronco right over here with their display. Some pretty nice. Let's look at this. What they've done with this Bronco inside. It's really, really nice interior that they've done. Okay, so we started with a red GT, went with a red GT, bookending, right? So 0506. For those of you who don't know, Ford put some Easter eggs. Well, this one specific Easter egg right here. During their 100th anniversary, while they were designing the car, they incorporated the number 100 into the headlight. And of course, they had to balance it out and put it in reverse on the other side. So this GT right here, Camillo Pardo, right? He was a lead designer, I believe, or one of them on the car. This is his personal one that no longer owns, but is still around. This wonderful Golf livery, right? Unfortunately, the display case, the Mustang 1 concept, is not in there, but it is in later parts of the day. Here is the prototype number 5. Let me get in here so you can see number 5. And the only one built with a full carbon fiber body. So another Camillo Pardo car. And then you can see the original GT and the 2016. Alright. It's nice vintage certification Corvette right here. Vintage certification means that it is a survivor original car. Many of its components that it left the factory with are still on it. So let's make our way over to this other Bronco, which again has a wonderful interior. And then we'll end it. Highly recommend you come out today. It's here till 5 at the Donald E. Stevens Convention Center in Rosemont, Illinois. They do it every year the weekend before Thanksgiving. Every year the show refreshes with gorgeous, beautiful new cars. Like this Bronco right here. Again from Gateway Bronco. It's wonderful, wonderful, beautiful restoration with the power running boards, upgraded suspension. Right? This wood. Look at this wood. Wow. Crazy. Some wonderful Firebirds right here. You got a Trans Am Ram Air 4 right there. The white and blue stripe. The crazy paint on this Cobra. See if I can pick it up on the camera. The amount of metal flake in here. I mean, just look at that. That is... wow. I mean, typical of the era, but you don't really see that anymore. A really cool 62 Ford Galaxy 406 drag racer. And then they body off the frame to show how restoration is done in stages and what is done throughout them. So a Mach 1 with a 390 in it, a 67 Camaro SS 396, I believe. Let's see what we got. Yep, 396. This is a beautiful car. Very well done. Very well done. But you know what? Let's end it right here. This car may look familiar to many of you. Yep, this is the car that I brought this year. So, many people have come by and said this is gorgeous. Dream car. I mean, I'm not trying to toot my horn. I'm just letting you all know that it's really nice to hear people appreciate what you have. It makes me appreciate it that much more. So this is the Salute to Our Military Invitational. So 67 El Camino, the wagon, and then this cool Nomad. And there's a couple other cars on display, that burgundy car is a Dodge Dart, then a Buick GS 455 right there, convertible, you can see right there. And then there's a Hemi AFX tribute car right back there. So we'll call it the end here. Hopefully you all have enjoyed this little 15-minute trip around the show. I didn't get to everything because you all should come to the show if you can. And again, if you can't make it next year, I'll be here next year with the Eliminator. I look forward to seeing you then. All right.